Hey everybody, this is Lost Connection Tarot. My name is Benjamin Snavely. Welcome to the channel. This is going to be a daily meditative tarot reading for Friday, September 17th, 2020. Today I'll be using the Thoth deck. I'm going to specifically ask a question based on the energy of the Devil reversed. It was something I previously already asked the cards what my viewers find important. And I think the Devil reverse is extremely important because it's the idea that we recognize we are spiritual beings, but stuck here on earth. So it's the idea of how do I integrate my material matter, right, in this life with spirituality. And it's hard, right, because what's good, what's bad, should I do this, should I not, kind of, you know, just second guessing ourselves and saying, am I having a toxic relationship with this entity, whether it be buying too many candles, or eating donuts at 11 o'clock at night after I get high, or drinking one too many beers. What is my relationship with the devil? And the devil is simply our shadow self. It is it's when we have a relationship that is toxic, where we overindulge, where we feel chained to, where we can't literally make good decisions with our conscience. And so, with the devil reversed, we start to recognize all of these issues. Now it's time to start integrating this knowledge and internalizing it, and moving past the devil. So it's having the angel on one side and the devil on the other, and you're caught in between, and you're trying to simply recognize that both of them are you. And how do I fully live my life and still enjoy life while trying to make sure that I do not become obsessed, or again overindulge, or have too much excess with whatever material thing that I'm focusing on. So I'm going to ask the question, how can I contemplate, as well as transcend the contradictions within myself today, right? We want to fully integrate ourself. We want to comprehend that dualistic voice within ourselves, and we want to, like I said, integrate them. We want to seamlessly put them together, and that way we can transcend and move past the devil, and move on to the next stage of development within ourselves. So again, what I'm going to be asking in this thought deck is simply, how can I contemplate and transcend the contradictions within myself today? And again, this is for Friday, September 17th, 2020. So how can I comprehend and integrate contradictions within myself? We'll go one more for a good measure. All right. Princess of Swords. All right, so the Princess of Swords is the Page of Swords. Swords represent our thoughts, our intellect. They represent our reason. The page, or in this deck, the princess, is the first court card in the deck. You have pages, then you have knights, then you have queens, and you have kings. And all pages, whichever element they are working in, is all going to be a novice, is all going to be a child who is trying to understand and grasp the element itself. They're more playful, they're innocent, they're not necessarily looking for results, they're willing to take things apart and put them together just to see how they work. And it's more about the process and the playing with the energy than trying to make a finalized product with the energy. So the question was, how can I comprehend as well as transcend the contradictions within myself? And it's telling you to use the knowledge, the intellect that you currently already have, to help you move forward. And so, one, do not be stern, right? Do not judge other people, right? A child is he may notice, hey, you're doing this, hey, you're doing that, but it's based on the rules that are around, right? Child doesn't know what's right or wrong until someone imposes their own rules upon them. And so a child is innocent, and so all the thoughts that you have, regardless of them being what modern society or your religion or your spouse or partner says is good or bad, it's just an idea. So play with it. Try to figure it out. Look at it from multiple perspectives. The idea of the devil is we automatically say this is good or this is bad, right? Killing is bad. Starving is bad. Hugs and love are good. And obviously, there are some universal truths there, but we need to pull back from our earthly self and recognize spiritually that those are not necessarily concerns of the spirit, because whatever transgression happens to you or you do to others is a chance for you to learn more about yourself as well as your shadow self. So right now you're in a process of recognizing and learning your shadow. You may blow up at times, and that's okay. As long as you come back and you think about it and you recognize what happened there and what needs to be done next time to prevent that. So it's taking control instead of giving our control away. One of the issues that I have seen with modern religion is if someone does something, then they make an excuse like, oh, the devil made me do it, or oh, I was controlled by the devil, or whatever. And you're giving your power away, and you're not recognizing that we all have a dark side in us. We have the capacity to do unimaginable, horrible things, as well as wonderful, transcendental, beautiful, glorious things. We have that capacity to create something that is long lasting, as well as destroying something that could have been long lasting, right? So it's not separating ourselves and say, I'm only going to be virtuous, I'm only going to be good, and anytime I do something bad, oh, that was the devil, don't blame me, he tricked me. Well, no, you need to take control and take your power back and recognize that that was your shadow side and that you can do better. And simply recognizing that you are responsible for that blow up, for that transgression, for that thing that you did wrong, you can start to integrate these two sides of yourself. I didn't like how I responded in that way, but since I consider myself a good person, I'm going to think about it. I love that person, I care about that person, and I'm going to figure out how to bridge the gap that I have created with my shadow self. And so we don't want to repress our shadow self. We don't want to hide it, right? We simply want to understand it, and we want to slowly integrate it within ourselves, because we still are material people that are just simply trying to comprehend what it means to even be a spiritual being living on this earth. So with the Princess of Swords, you have this knowledge, you understand this, but you haven't internalized it yet. and you're still playing with the idea of what my shadow is and what my shadow isn't, and what is good and what is bad, and how do I move forward without taking too many steps backwards, right? And that's okay, because this is a process. So as long as you are having an internal dialogue with yourself, and you are trying to understand your motivations and why you do certain things, then you are on the right path. Okay, again, you're not looking for a final product. You're trying to live your life, right? No one's trying to become Buddha right now, right? We're simply trying to be the best version of ourselves, and to give love and consideration to our community, to our family, to our friends, and most importantly to ourselves. And we're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. So today, be like the Page of Swords, the Princess of Swords, where you're just working with this idea, and you're playing with it, and you're coming to terms with it. And finally, all pages represent the earthy side. So this is your knowledge grounded in the material world, right? And so you're not just in your head. You're gonna experiment. It's the idea of putting science, which is I'm not going to believe anything is true until I see it happen for me, to me, right? Like Missourians, it's the show me state. Like, prove it to me. Let me know that it works, right? So we're trying to fuse science with faith, with that innate understanding, like, oh man, I have all of this knowledge, I recognize all of this, how do I put it into practice? So today, on Friday, September 17th, 2020, try to be like the imaginative kid who simply deconstructs something to understand how that thing works, and then it puts it back together, but he changes some components to see how it changes, right? You're not worried about the result, you're just curious to see what happens. So today, recognize that you are trying to test your knowledge as well as understand your faith, and you're trying to synthesize and integrate these two contradictory things into you. All right, I am trying to comprehend my contradictions as well as integrate them into my life, so I can be whole. I no longer want to be separate. I am my shadow as well as I am my light. And today, for Friday, September 17th, be your best, do your best, forgive yourself for anything wrong that you consider wrong and that you did, and just be playful. Take joy in life, revel in life. The devil loves the life, right? He loves enjoying the good times, and it is Friday. So enjoy yourself, but just recognize that you are in between your angel and your devil, right? You are both, and you're just trying to move forward and feel good with moving forward while recognizing you are both components at the same time. What else is there to say? Go out there, be yourself, be your best, but also recognize that if you have a bad, shitty day, it's okay, because you are going to come to terms with that. You're going to come to understand that. You're going to make amends, forgive yourself, and you're not going to say, that isn't me. No, it was you, okay? Accept that. Bring it into you, and don't hide from it, and just try to be better, okay? So today we're all working on understanding our shadow self, recognizing that we're going to falter, recognize that we're going to make mistakes. We are humans that recognize and understand our spiritual side, and it's so weird, right? Because we'll never necessarily understand spirit from the matter side. We have to understand matter from the spirit side, and so we understand the devil more than we understand our spirit. And so just recognize integration, right? And just be a kid, and recognize the beauty in the world. Don't shy away from it. Just make sure you have control over your actions and interactions today. Make sure that all of your relationships you are in control of, and that they are not toxic to you, where you are being controlled by excess or by indulgence. Okay? So thank you so much. My name is Benjamin Snavely. This is Lost Connection Tarot, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a great one. Bye.